everybody. This is part 2. Well, not really part 2, but the second part of my anniversary videos that I'm doing, and this one is a little different. Just because of just in general, but yeah. So I'm going to be doing a little art showcase of what I've done over the years. And I mean, like, over the years, since I was, like, a little kid. So some of this is going to be, like, really unhinged and weird. And I don't think they aren't really in particular order. I am going to go oldest to most recent. That is, like, the vibe that I'm going to go for. But, for the most part, like, I don't know when each drawing was done. I just know that, like, I have a general idea just because I have folders and stuff like that. And I kind of know, like, just because of how it looks. I'm not showing everything, because God forbid we don't got time for that, but I am going to show just stuff that I thought was interesting or fun, or just, like, I don't know, just something I wanted to point out. I don't know what the commentary is going to be like for this. Hopefully the mic's okay. It's a little bit of different distance, so I'm trying to speak a little bit louder than I usually do. So, if it's a little bit, like, echoey, I apologize. I am in my room. You can't tell, but, well, I guess I could show you my thing, but I don't want to, because I already took a lot of time to set this up, so too bad. I'm in my room, trust me. This is a different table, you can tell, because it's, yeah. Sorry if you see a little bit of the shadow of my mic right here. Like I said, I'm trying to get it close as possibly I can without having it in the shot, so you get to see just a little guy right here. You know, on my hand. Oh yeah, you can see my hands. Second time, part 2. See my hands since the cooking. So, I don't know, yeah, hand reveal. Again. So, yeah. Also, if you see my finger looking jacked here, I promise you it's not anything terribly bad. I messed up my hand, like, about, like, a week or 2 ago. It's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you one day on a cast. I don't know. Or just a random video. But not today. Without further ado, before this intro gets any longer, let's, go. So this one I have in a Pikachu, folder, which is pretty cool. I don't know, this is just a random folder I found. Like I said, these are folders over the years. So, these are just some, like, random ones I have over time. Again, this is when I was, like, I'm assuming this is one of some of the ones I just indulged in my own time. Let me make sure there's not, like, other ones that I want to showcase or something, but yeah. Forewarning, if you see little tabs, that is because I'm trying to cover my identity, because I put my name on some of these, because, you know, you gotta put a signature. Not a lot when I was a kid, but this one, for strange reasons or another, has, it. Let me fold this in a way so it's, like, much, more better so you can actually see what's going on. But yeah, so, I'm gonna do this one. It's hard to read, so I will read it for you guys. So, this one is silly. This one's just a little goofy. It's a Halloween thing. Sometimes, over the, time, I've always, like, done, like, little, like, comic stuff. I say comics loosely, just because I do little skit comics things. So this one is, like, the Halloween what does it say? The seal. Couldn't spell a lot, but yeah. Halloween. So, that's part 1, right? But yeah, so, the first part. So, this one, let me get a little closer to you guys. So, yeah. So, first off, terribly doing comic stuff, because Tails was supposed to be going first, and then Sonic takes over more. But yeah, so Tails goes, "Nice costume, Sonic." "Tails, this is not a costume." "Oh." So, yeah, obviously he's in his werehog form, that's the joke. This joke's probably been done so many times in the Sonic community, it's been overdone. And then we have part 2. Specials, part 2. And you can't really see it well, but Knuckles goes, "Hee hee." I think he's supposed to be Frankenstein from what I can see here. And Shadow goes, "What? You're a costume. It's all I have." And he's obviously like a little reindeer thing, so it's like goofy kind of look. I don't know what my vibe was, but yeah, at the end, I don't know what the vibe was here. I don't know. At least the first one, I will say, I mean, God forbid, the drawing is like, Tails looks, unhinged here. Like, look at Tails. Like, his, like, the second one is, like, such a weird thing. This one's, like, okay. And then this, yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Look at, oh, God, I'm not gonna, Knuckle and the Shadow ones are okay. They're not, like, fantastic. God forbid. You can tell this is, like, earlier time. Do I have a date on this? No, I don't have a date on this. I just put my name on it. But, yeah, I don't know. This one's, like, really weird. I just picked it because it was just, like, I don't know. It cracked me up the sense of I understood what I was trying to do, but like it wasn't like anything I'd say like revolutionary. But it was something. A lot of Sonic stuff, by the way. Like if we're going through older stuff, a lot of Sonic. I mean, obviously hence the channel name, but this one's cute. I don't know when I drew this, but this one's cutie patootie, little cutie patootie. Really, it's just kind of cute. I like this one because it just looks. I mean, it still looks jacked and jinky, but like it's kind of cute. The vibe's there. You get the vibe. You know, he's Werehog. I was very much into Warehouse Sonic back in the day. Like that was my jam. Like I loved Warehouse Sonic so much. So by the way, Sonic Unleashed still best game. I'm sorry, like one of the best Sonic games out there. It's so sad that like not many people like took it seriously back in the day. Nowadays people like it, but it's like back then it was such a unhinged concept of being like, yeah, what if we made Sonic into like a werewolf? And I realized the thumb thing here is like I got backwards. What is happening? Anyway, still not bad. It's cute. I get it. I like it. It's cute. I think it's got like the sweet spot of like it's kind of crazy looking, but it's like kind of cute. This one I think is older. This one I'm almost done with this folder. Is something completely utterly bad looking. First like really bad one, but I was like, hey, you know, why not? This show. Oh my god, his hands are huge. Yeah, no, this is Did I even spell Vegito right? I don't think I spelled Vegito right. Vegito? I don't remember how this Vegeta spelled, but I don't think that's it, Chief. But yeah, no man, this is crazy looking. I used to draw a lot of Dragon Ball too. I don't know how much Dragon Ball I have, but like, what is going on here? This looks phallic. I'm probably gonna censor that. I don't know. It's supposed to be a belt. It's a belt. It's a belt. But yeah, no, he's like got weird feet going on. The colors. I got the understanding of it, but yeah, I mean, this would be a separate episode one day for maybe a different event. I don't know, but I think I mentioned this on the channel at one point. Used to. Because Dragon Ball figures, and they still are quite expensive to this day, but at least they're now more toward like the West, so more like Western companies make figures that aren't like crazy looking. But like yeah, back in the day, I couldn't afford getting the Dragon Ball figures, so I sadly made quote unquote my own in the sense that like I made little paper kind of versions of the characters, and I play with those guys. And it's like, on one hand, it's like, oh, that's kind of sweet, and then the other, it's just like, that's depressing. I only have one to show for this, thing. Oh, I never covered my name. Let me do that. But yeah, this book has, like, one. I never covered the front, because I didn't think I was gonna show the front until I decided now. So, this, I just want to show this one, just because this one is quite weirdly unhinged. I think that's supposed to be Pooh Bear. Cannot tell you. Could not tell you why I drew Pooh Bear in this book. There's a couple other ones I guess I could showcase if I really wanted to. But yeah, Pooh Bear. Like, why? He looks kind of crazy. What's on the next page? Oh, I see. I don't even know what it was really there. Yeah, I don't know. It's literally Wolverine something, and he just embodied Sonic. He's missing a leg. He didn't even have feet, actually. I don't know. Definitely I stopped drawing midway for this one, but yeah. So, that's it. That's the one I really wanted to show. The Pooh Bear is just really, I don't know. That one cracked me up. I don't know why. Because it just, like, kind of unsettled me. Because I'm like, why does he look like that? Okay. So, I guess contents for this folder. Back in the day, there was this like one anti-bullying thing they had at the school or my school or whatever, and oh god, I'm knocking things again. They had like, it's like a weird like little play they had. They gave these out because it was like, yeah, here kids, there's this for you guys, and I'm like, okay. So we had it. So I used it for drawing because that's kind of I think that's what it sort of was for. I couldn't tell you, but yeah. Heihachi. That's it. This unhinged, crazy looking Heihachi. Also, if you're wondering what are these here for, like I said, I told you, tabs. Just, these are not to cover anything. These are just like, so I was able to know like which one, so I wasn't looking forever while doing this less editing I want to do. So, but yeah, no, Heihachi. I'm assuming 3 because it's the weird pants and the thing that he wore in 3. Yeah. Crazy, and I mean crazy looking. go on to the next thing, which is, I don't know if I want to show this one, but I'm showing it anyway because content. I don't know. Like, I don't even know when I drew this. I cannot tell you what timeline. I'm probably thinking maybe middle school. It's actually not terribly bad. It's just, like, it's the concept of what I drew. It's, like, horrendous. Yeah, so Sonic Jackson. Sonic as Michael Jackson. I think what this one is, it's not the fact that I was into really Michael Jackson. It was more of, like, I liked the concept of, like, Fall Out Boy's Beat It cover. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And, like, Patrick Stump. I think it's kind of, yeah, mimicking, like, what Patrick Stump wore. In that music video. I'm almost positive it's somewhat similar. It's not bad, actually. It's actually kind of good, which is very sad in its own way, because it's like, again, the concept is so unhinged, but, well, it's not sad. It's good. I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm dying. I'm good. Whatever, yeah. So, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, and here's some little lore for you guys in a sec, because this is kind of important. Because this was, like I said, I think middle school. I don't know, like, when each, like, date of these things were. But there was I had a dream. I had a dream. Not that kind of dream. Not Martin Luther King's speech, Jesus. But I had a dream of one day doing, YouTube and doing my own videos. And this is, a concept. Of mine. One of my concept art through, like, what I wanted for, like, the banner or something for the channel to look like. So yeah, like, Carolyn... clearly it's supposed to be Carolyn Sonic Gaming, but apparently I did this really strangely. But yeah, little Sonic there, telling, like, what consoles I would have played on. PC was there, little controller, like, yeah, there's, like, I don't know, like, a little concept art, I suppose, of, like, before the channel. So, fitting for the 10-year anniversary of that. And then I think there was, like, there's another one in here that's, like, also a little something throwback. I don't know. I don't have this originally. But this was something I did have. Oh my god, there's a lot of little papers. I did have this back in the old journal. If you're an OG and you remember this being my icon, Jesus, I'm sorry. So I used to have this as my little icon character. I mean, obviously it says Carolyn Sonic there, so that's, again, me. But yeah, I used to have, like, a little Sonic icon as my thing. It was brown, I think, like, a little bit like a gold blonde somewhat. I don't think that's part of this concept art yet, but I had this as a thing. There's my star. I've always kept that, the blue and, like, the pants and, like, the boots. I've always kept that kind of vibe. That's kind of left over from this, but yeah, little sword and a Captain America shield, which is, yeah, if you don't know, yeah, fun fact, my color scheme is Captain America, because he's my boy, he's my favorite Marvel character. Besides recently added, get the bishop, is Elena would call her. But yeah, so that's it for this one. But yeah, no, a little bit of lore. I think there's more lore coming up soon, in a second. So yeah, this one does not have a cover, but there is this little scary guy in front of it, so there's a treat. So yeah, this one is, Again, I think this is also middle school. This one cracked me up just because it's kind of funny. It's cool. It's fun vibe. Hee hee ha ha kind of thing going on with this one. So there's there's that for you guys. So yeah. Well, son, whoop, 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 whoop. It was worth it. Couldn't tell what he did to Wolverine. But it's Deadpool, you know? That's the logic, was that, like, you don't need any explanation. It's Deadpool. He did something to annoy him, and just existing is enough. But it's funny. It's cute. I like it. Did I spell Wilson correct? I think I did. Good. At least I'm getting somewhere with that. So, yeah, no. Just a funny little haha. This one, this is when... So, okay. This is, like, me sort of going into high school then. I had to, because of this one. Coming up in a sec. Like, because I got into Steven Universe, like, very much, like, right before high school. So, yeah, this is a little weird. Yeah, Steven Universe meets Sonic. It's like a little Steven as a little hedgehog. Not a crazy concept. I'm sure there's fan art of that somewhere out there. And if there isn't, then I must have, I created a monster, and I apologize. But I feel like that this fandom's crossed over a little bit. I don't know, there's something, I think, to it. If not, again, I'm shocked. Yeah, little Luke. That's just that. I mean, yeah, he's just... Oh, knocked the microphone, I apologize. But yeah, just a little thing. I don't know. I'm trying to think of good commentary for this. or at least explain the best I could. Okay, so this one is unfinished, but I like it because I wish I finished it, because it's kind of funny. Not in the, like, traditional funny haha, but funny, like, I get the joke. So, yeah, so there it is. So, I never finished Little, Watermelon Steven, that's supposed to be. But it's how Rose actually won the war. And she's like, oh, my minions, and it's supposed to have like little Watermelon Stevens, and it would have been really funny. Or the, like, I don't know about the watermelon ones, but the ones that don't have, like, the hair, maybe I probably was gonna draw. I don't know. But, this one cracked me up, because I'm like, you know what? I was onto something kind of funny. I was onto something funny enough. Like, again, it's not, like, funny haha, you know, but it's enough to make it go, you know, just a little, you know, just a little small thing, you know, with that. Like, just something kind of small and funny that way. I don't know. Like, very... I don't know, very fun. Now let me see, I have to go through some of this in order to find the next part. Okay, so this is when, I never covered that either. But yeah, this is when I went and started doing high school art. You can't really see art one on there, and that's okay. There you go, art one. So yeah, this is when I started doing, I started doing art classes in my high school, my sophomore year, I believe? Yeah, my sophomore year of high school. And that was kind of the vibe, I went with that. I don't know, this one doesn't have, like, crazy much, but there are some, like, little, there's, like, one or two things in here that I will show. Just because, I don't know, again, the concept of, you know, that way. So, I used to do something called random art comics. They were a little goofy, in the sense of, like, I would go loosely on what some of these are based off of, but I used to do a thing where I used to, like, have a comic series with some of my friends, you know, and also just, like, a little running gags and things. So, I don't know, it's literally random. It's, like, a little random at the time. But yeah, so, that's my little character. I think I'm going into, like, I have no clue what's actually happening. Hold on, let me look at this comic real quick. I have no clue what's happening. Like, legitimately. I don't know. I think... Oh, okay, I see. So I'm just trying to grab, like, I think something out of the fridge. And there's a box there. Oh my god. English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Oh my god, I can't even speak. Oh my god. Just a box. It's a box, and it's like, that's weird. I don't know. If y'all played Metal Gear, you know what this joke is supposed to be. I didn't even play Metal Gear, but it's an infamous joke. But yeah, so... I was grabbing something in the box, and then there's the, you know, and I look inside the box, and my friend, uppercuts. I'm not only saying this because I don't want to say details, but probably it's obvious with the little things there. But, like, yeah, Shoryuken, I don't know if I spelled that right, probably not. And it was just like, ow, 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 oh. I said, oh, I think the W is still screwed. Are you okay? Why did you do that? Would you want cookies? Wait. What does that even say? I want cookies. You could have just said you wanted cookies. Yeah. Something so stupid. So silly. And then this one, let me see. Then the random short. I kind of want to bring this concept, though. The random short idea, because I think, at least with the weird little guys, because I think there's something kind of funny to this concept. And it's like, I like running. Well, I like watching TV. Hey, you're blocking the street. You should run. No. Yes. Fine. Yay. The end. To be continued. For now. Yeah, for now. To be continued. I think I did continue this comic. In some capacity. Okay, I did. But I never finished this comic. Which was, again, a remake comic, I said. And I was going to do that insane, unhinged, episode of Steven Universe where it's, like, non-canon. It's, literally my cat's coming in here. Hello. Which is the, kind of April Fool's episode with Uncle Grandpa. But it's one of my favorite scenes, at least in the sense of, like, just how funny it is. And it's like, Pearl, you're overreacting. I'm not overreacting. And then, like, obviously, I mean, you don't see it, but Pearl's supposed to run off screen. Hi! My cat's attacking me. Why? What? I'm sorry! It's ugly, the comic! I'm sorry! Not good drawing. Anyway. And it's like, where's Steven? And it's like, looking for me? This pizza, Steven Universe? It's supposed to be the joke. And then it's like, obviously, one of my favorite lines from that whole thing is just, like, Pearl going behind Garnet and being like, that's not my baby! So, my god. Yeah. So, this one's the most uninteresting, and I'm not gonna really show it. But I will show the part 2 of the random comic, because that's important. So, random comic, part 2. See? Running is fun, I guess. And he slips, because there's like trash knocked over, and he slips on a banana peel, and he hits around. Ew. Oh, I just say ow. Oh. Oh. He's kidding. Ew. You okay? Later. Goes back to TV. You're okay? Oh yeah, that guy's supposed to be... Okay, that's actually really funny. Man, that could have ended like that, where it's just like playing the thing, going back to just playing that, and it could have said the end. But I do like, you okay? No. Like, no, I don't think it said no, but I think it's a concept. But yeah, no. Random comics. I don't know why I drew them in the first place, but there are a little funny ha-has. Just a little funny ha-has, you know? I don't know. I wanted to do comic stuff, and I still want to one day do my little comic franchise. I don't know when I will, but at some point I will do it. This one is... The concept kind of speaks for itself. Not done well. I could do something similar nowadays. That's not similar to this, but like something... Redo this concept, but 10 times better. So yeah. Girl looks so crazy here. Girl looks so crazy. I've definitely drawn a much better Grr, at one point in time. Yeah, this was the cat dog. I think that's supposed to be number 1. Blue chalk zone. I think that's a starting of a Danny Phantom type of thing, but I think I was like erasing it and all that. But I never got around coloring everything. I never got around, yeah. I definitely should have done much more Cartoon Network. There's only 2 guys. I was drawing much more Nickelodeon characters. But yeah, no, just like a little crossover type of universe that sadly will never come to be. No, no one wants to take my concept ideas. No. But yeah, so that's, I don't know, one that I wanted to show. But yeah, there's a ton more in here, but most of it's like warm-up drawing stuff. It's not really interesting. It's like not really worth showing the rest. A lot of it's just warm-up stuff. But we have a part 2. I don't know if this is the same year or if this is like a different time, but there's a couple more stuff. I think this is actually my second year, maybe. Question mark. My 6th semester. I have no clue what order to show this in, because there's a couple of stuff. But I think I'm going to show this side, because I think it's more fun stuff. Gus will appreciate this one in a minute. At least in the sense of, what it is. So this one is, Bat Hog. If I'm correct, I think I was reading a lot of Archie Sonic comics at the time. I had, like, the kind of collections from, like, the 90s when they were doing them. And one of the things was that, like, Sonic got his own, apparently, like... Before Spider-Man was doing it, he got his own, like, multiverse type of thing. He had the Sonic-verse, you know, type of thing. Like, there was a different Sonics. Like, there was a one point in one comic, if I can find it, I'll, like, pop it onto here. But there was a time where, like, Sonic had, like, a council meeting with, like, every kind of Sonic there was. And one of them was, I think, like, a Bat Sonic. And I found it, like, kind of cool and hilarious. And so I decided, like, well, let's work with that. And so, it's actually kind of not bad. This is done pretty, like, okay. Like, there's something to this a bit. Little weird perspective here that way. Like, I could be doing better, but this is fun. So, we have Bat Hog, played by Sonic the Hedgehog. The concept was I was doing, like, this 1960s Batman concept. So, if anything, I should be doing the voice. So, Bat Hog, played by Sonic the Hedgehog. Tails, played by Miles Brower. Which, again, that's the whole joke of, like, how, like, Robin's called Robin, obviously, but his name is Dick Grayson, so I was like, oh, well, Tails technically is not his real name, so I can call him Tails, and then his name is Miles Prower, so it's not that much of a stretch, but yeah, I did this in 2018? Like I said, I'm not probably doing this in any particular order, but I don't know, this was fun, this was silly. It had, like, a fun vibe, so, you know, we shall move on to, what's this one? Okay, a little comic, another little comic concept, but I like this. So, obviously, Marvel has What Ifs, and this is kind of based off of that a little bit. I don't know if I read any of the What Ifs at the time, but this one's just like a little goofy one. It's fun. I like this one. This one's such a kind of, this one has charm to me in a way that I like. So, yeah, What If, team up. So we have Deadpool, Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man, which is honestly, has this ever happened in the comics? Like, they're all, those 3 specifically in, like, one comic. I want to know. If anyone can tell me that, I would like to know. If not, Marvel, come on. Give me some, give me some credit for, like, this, and, you can do it. But, yeah, so, obviously, the joke here is that, he goes, like, don't touch Ghost Rider's hair, it burns, So, again, Deadpool being goofy kind of thing. Yeah, it's actually not done terribly. I mean, the leg here is a little janky, but, like, I like how Ghost Rider looks here. His little feet are a little weird, but it's like it's not bad. It's not bad. The concept is there, and Spidey's just kind of pretty generic there. But it's kind of cool. I like this. This was fun. This made me crack up a bit. I was like, okay, there's some merit to this. This is something, like, actually fun. With this one that I liked a lot. So I decided to show this one. This one must have been put in the wrong category. Because there is no way I drew this in high school. Because I at least was you can kind of see around the time I started taking these art classes, I had some form of, like, sense of, like, getting better at, like, art. You can kind of see I'm getting better at proportions and, like, drawing the characters. And I'm sorry my cat's not, like, crying in the background. But, like, it was starting to get better, so this must have been the wrong part, but my god, this is, it just looks, my boy, what did I do to my boy? Bardock's one of my favorite characters, in the Dragon Ball franchise, and I massacred my boy. I could not tell you why he looks like this, why he looks like he's got, like, a bone disorder, like, I could not tell you. I cannot tell you what happened here. I cannot tell you. I don't know what timeline that this is, but I put it in here. So yeah, that's something that's gonna be in your nightmares tonight. So I apologize, but yeah, no, that was, I found that and I was like, alright, yeah, that's kind of hinged and crazy. Let's see what else is here. Okay, I'm gonna show this one off because, around also the same time, around this time, my dad, was like, because I was, like, reading a lot more comics and stuff like that. I wanted to read stuff more often. I was reading more comics in, high school. And I was like, well, you could get into Calvin Hobbes. And Calvin Hobbes is one of my favorite strips nowadays. And so I really got into Calvin Hobbes. I did some, this is a time where I think, if I'm correct, if I remember the timeline a bit, we were learning how to, like, do coloring, like, proper coloring with, like, color pencil. This is a little jacked. I realized how I did the arm. Not the point. I see what I was doing, but it's a little weird. But, so, yeah, no, I got into Calvin Hobbes, and I started, like, practicing color that way, because obviously, Bill Watterson, did color strips sometimes, so, yeah. By the way, these are fan art. I want to put that out there, because I know some people are going to be like, how dare you do Bill Watterson's work, blah, blah, blah. Like, these are fan art. Fan art. I never, like, tried selling this. I never was trying to take his ideas. This is just fan art. I also had this one in the back, too. Might as well. A little bonus. Sometimes I would take, like, these paper and I would do, like, front back things. But, yeah. No, this one's just, like, them in the treehouse. I have a couple of these around, but I thought to show that one just because I liked it a lot. But, yeah. No, again, these are fan art. Please do not take it personally. I'm not, like, doing anything, like, again, these are just for my own, like, personal, like, preference and, like, just fun, joyful thing. And then, I remember this, I remember doing this at the end of, like, my second class of, like, I can't remember if it was the first semester or not semester, I should say, second or third, first year of, alright, but either way, I did Vegeta. I think it had been the end of, like, my second. So I think that actually there's, like, more with my second year. I didn't really have a lot with my third year just because it was such a weird class. It was a weird class in general, but yeah, so Fighter Z, I was playing that a lot. I think this is supposed to be Blue Vegeta from what I based off of. But yeah, no, that's just, I did that. He was, Jesus Christ, I'm knocking things. Yeah, this had to be my second year, because it says 2018. I can look at dates. I know time. Timeline. Do the time warp again. But, yeah, so, we're gonna go to part 2, I think, of my RT stuff. Yeah, because most of this actually in here is more of just, like, my free time / like, things. I think some of this, in this next one, by the way, that was green, this one's red. This is like more of like mostly actual projects. Mostly. So, yeah, this one's cool. I like this one a lot. Tick. This also was the time I also was getting into, like, I mean, I've always been into Tick. I love Tick. I love the cartoon. It was one of my favorites to watch as a kid. But this is when I was getting into the comic because I was a little bit older to, like, get it and vibe with it and all that. I'm so sorry. I keep knocking this thing around. I keep knocking things around. But yeah, no, this is a Tick. I really like this. This is done, like, very well. Honestly, if I was going to do this one, I'd do this again. Maybe do the shading a little more, like, cleanly. Because now I have, like, one of those, like, little pencil brush type of things where you can, like, kind of do the shading a little bit better. Totally would do it, again, in a heartbeat. I have 2 Ticks, just because I love Tick a lot. Tick's cool. Tick is a good vibe. I want to show this one, since, like, I already have, like, in, like, my Instagram, some older pieces, which I'm not going to show as much of those, only because it's, like, they're already out in the world. You can see it. I've always, you know, had it. So, but this is one Tick drawing. Those are 2 Tick drawings, and this is another one I did. Him in, like, a cool, like, fighting stance. Which I actually did the leg okay-ish here. How? I mean, there's still a little, like, weirdness there, but, like, for the most part, I did the leg okay. I'm shocked with myself considering legs are hard. But, yeah, no, this is a Tick. The Tick, you know. I just like how I drew it. It's weird. But, yeah, so another one, him in the cool fighting stance. I don't know. Like I said, you're seeing, like, a little bit myself getting, you know, better over time, and that makes me feel, you know, good about myself, you know, kind of thing. Because obviously, you know, sometimes when it comes to art, we are our biggest critic, like, for sure. So, like, you know, I just want to make sure there's nothing in here that I didn't want to show. No, okay, we're good. Cause, yeah, you know, that's just the thing. Like, sometimes we don't think we're getting better, but it's moments like that where we see that, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe I am starting to get better. So now, this one is actually pretty important, this one about the show, because this was when I was really, because there's less of, like, my 3rd year of art, just because that art class was really weird and strange, and not a lot of the stuff I would, like, have done, like, my own personal time. I didn't have a lot of personal time in that class, which is strange. It's an art class. How do I know how to personal time? We were just doing a lot of, like, separate projects and things, and they were okay. It just wasn't, like, I'd say, the vibe. So one day, I was in one of my stores in town, and I found this guy. This is the time I was getting into Life is Strange, and I was like, ooh, cool pirate vibes, like Chloe Max, oh my god. So, I got this, and I was like, oh, I can draw on this and stuff like that, it'd be cool. So that's what I started doing. It's really cool. It's got, like, a little, thing like that, and, I'll show the book holder thing in a second. I need to open it up to do that. It's a cool, nice little page holder thing, because it's, like, it's got the little anchor there. But yeah, so this was a time where, like, I was drawing, like, consistently, like, daily type of thing. And so, let me cover these a little bit, because I don't have a lot on the cover. So, but yeah, no, this is when I was a time where I was, like, really doing it, like, daily. This is the first entry. I was doing a lot of the classic Sonic, crew. So, I did Sonic here, as you see. I think this is when Mania came out. Oh, so this is gonna be annoying. Let me see if I can, there we go, do that, where I can, like, just do that. But, like, I drew, like, and I mean, I drew a lot of the cast type of thing. So, again, I have to cover this because I can signature it, obviously, with my name, and I don't want to show you guys my name. So, you don't need to know my full name, you know, kind of thing. But, yeah, I did Tails. I did, like, so I did, like, all these guys. Like, at least the sense of, like, the ones that were showing in the game. Because I did Knuckles, I did Mighty, I did, Ray, and I did, Amy. Let me see. There's, like, a couple, like, different ones. What am I showing? Okay, this was, like, a concept art. This did come from my art class, but I wanted to do this in a way that was, like, my own. This one's okay. It's not, like, crazy. I'm so sorry, I keep knocking the mic. Crazy, but this is, like, a cool Captain America piece I liked. I think it's, like, based off this, like, one thing I saw online, but I wanted to like color it out and really like play with it a bit. So, sorry, I don't know who the original artist is, but shout out to them. So, okay, here's where I didn't completely massacre my boy. So yeah, this is Bardock. I did Bardock here. And there's a second one I did, which is a little bit better, which is Super Saiyan. So this is, yeah, a, Super Saiyan version of him I did. So, yeah, I made a comeback with my boy. I did it. I made sure he looked good at one point. I was into very much of My Hero Academia. I guess I can show, let's see, which one I want to show. I guess this one's fun. This one's cool. I like this vibe. I did like a front and back piece, but this is like front of him, of All Might. I was very much into it. I need to get back into. It's not like I lost interest. It's just like when a series goes on forever and you're like trying to keep up because you're wanting to wait for the next season out, you kind of just fall behind. And it's longer because you have to wait for like the English dub. And I know some people will be like, well, why don't you just like doing the Japanese dub? I did for the third season, and it's hard to read and watch the action at the same time. I'm sorry. I'm a little wuss. Anyway, Ghost. Wow, Zero, Ghosty Goo. That's what I said. I said ghost because it's a ghosty goose. But yeah, so, yeah, Zero, little fun. I did that around Halloween. Actually, fun factoid with that. I drew this specifically, and the art teacher I had at the time for like my senior year was like, oh yeah, we need like a competition for the door, you know, could you like do, because they were like doing Nightmare Before Christmas theme. Now they were like, oh, can you do Zero? And I was like, okay, you know, and I did it. And I wish I had kept the big Zero, but they threw it out, and I cried because, well, I didn't cry, but I was very sad. Very sad. I wanted to do it. All right, I'll show this one too. This one is Spaceman Spiff. Excellent. I was very much into doing Calvin Hobbes and stuff like that, so this one was a cool one. Really fun vibe. I have so many tabs over here you cannot see, so I'm just using those sometimes. There's some like Life is Strange. This is like when I really was getting into Life is Strange. I'll show some of these. Like very much getting into Life is Strange. So I did like all of like certain characters like things. So I did Maxage, which was like the butterfly, the rewind, obviously. I did the camera, and then obviously the dough, which little weird looking there, but yeah. And then I did Chloe's from Before the Storm. All this stuff was like very specific. So the skull that she would wear, I think it's one of the shirts you can do her. I think it's actually, this is her main skull, just like when she wears them with the main game. Obviously the Illuminati symbol that you can draw sometimes. The Anarchy symbol in the crow. Or is it the raven? I don't know. I think it's a raven, actually. And then this one, I kind of just freeballed. Couldn't even tell you what this thing is. Right here. I think it's like the necklace she wore. I really freeballed it this time. This one was Rachel. I didn't have much because there was not much to go to, so I did, obviously, her feather earring. I think these are like because she says, like, I am like a Leo, but she's also technically a Cancer. Technically, too. I think she's, like, got the weird in-between vibe. Then she's got, then the bracelet you could give, or could get from her, and then, like, I think that's supposed to be a necklace from her? I cannot tell you what that is, shape-wise. But it's something. It's something. Me, I know. Very much into Life is Strange at this point. Then we got Piccolo. This is a cool little Piccolo. I don't know. Just want to show him. He's cool. The coloring in this one's actually phenomenal for this one. I like how I did the coloring. It was very good. Probably because it's brighter colors and you can see it better. So, you know, cool vibes. Oh yeah, I did this as well. I did the Wolf Brothers for Life is Strange 2. I think Life is Strange 2 is only just, like, having, like, a couple episodes at this point. I don't know. Let me see. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I knocked it. I'm knocking you guys around. I'm sorry. Okay, so maybe the second episode of this rate was out? I don't know. I can't remember. Y'all know that timeline. Please do tell me. Because I cannot remember for the life of me when that came out. I know the first episode was obviously out at this point. But yeah, okay. Also, I don't know if I've ever talked about this one much on my channel, but I love OKKL. I love. I was so sad when this got canceled. Back then, I don't think it was canceled at this rate yet, or was it? I don't know. I can't remember, but yeah, I drew a lot of the cast at one point. I did a couple ones. I think I did another one, I think, in my other stuff. But yeah, I did a little cast. I did Enid. Let me do that a little better. Okay, Enid. I could tell I was like trying to test colors for her hair, because I was like, I don't know how to do her hair. And then I did Radicles. Cool Rad. Love Rad. Yeah, no. My heart broke when this series got canceled. I was like, why? You know. It's such a good series, and I really loved it a lot, so it's sad. But, I don't know. Never say never. It could come back eventually at some point. This is actually a cool Go-On. Go-On. I also love Go-On as well. He's also one of my other favorite characters. But I did a Teen Go-On, which... Oh, God. I'm sorry. I keep bumping into mine. I did a Teen Go-On, which was really cool. I really love Go-On. By the way, also not teenager. Much as a popular belief. He is not a teen here. He is a preteen, technically. But whatever. That's how games and a lot of media have named him over time. They're all trying to correct that now, I've been told. This is a better Beerus. I did a one Beerus, but he looked so janky, and I'd rather show this one, too, because, yeah, I was correct to redo this, so... Beerus. Because, oh my god. I did Beerus because I thought he was cool. He was cool. Cool vibe. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Oh god, yeah. So, like, around last day of school, which is kind of like the moment I started slowing down drawing in here. I think I had, like, 1 or 2 more drawings in here. But, I was like, oh, I want to draw something. What should I draw? My friend said, do Patrick meme. So I did. So, who you calling Pinhead? You know. So I did a lot of those little funny, little goofy faces and little horse. Anyway, I did SpongeBob eventually too, which, you know, he's got a couple of funny ones. I did the caveman one, obviously. You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? And of course I did, who put you on the planet? Hold on. Who put you on the planet? So that was that. And then this is the most, this one's a little bit later. I kind of decided to go back into this, and I will try going back to this, I think, eventually, especially I think after this video. I do want to, like, finish up the pages, but I did Nico from Midnight Suns. This is funny, because this is before I was playing Midnight Suns properly. My dad was playing Midnight Suns, but now I'm playing Midnight Suns, actually, as I'm recording this, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, I liked how she looked in the game. She looked pretty cool. So, I did Nico. Yeah, that's at least the last one for now, I will say, for now. For now, I definitely want to go back to this eventually. Especially since it's like, I don't know, there was something so, I don't know. Because I remember every day I would do two different times a day I'd go into this thing. Once was during, I would do student tutoring type of thing. I wasn't really tutor, I was more like I just do, like, you know, some of, like, paperwork or something, like, or like putting things away or stuff like that. Most of the time the teacher didn't really need us to do much, so a lot of the time I'd either do homework or I would draw in here. Or around the time at the end of the day of 6th period, I had history class, and the very easy class, just like he wasn't really complicated at all, so a lot of the time we had a lot of downtime. So once I was done with, like, the work, I would open this bad boy up and start drawing, or like continue with drawing I was already on. And yeah, so, like, I don't know. I do miss this. This thing is holy to me in a way, you know, because in the sense that, like, it really, and I mean really, helped me get better at drawing. Because, like I said, like, daily I was drawing in this thing. Daily. So, like, I do miss that, and I am trying, and I'm gonna try to, like, bring myself to do that again. I don't know about daily, but definitely, like, weekly. I want to, like, definitely, like, draw a few times a week, because it's, like, I'm guilty of being that kind of artist where I'm like, I don't know what to do sometimes, and, like, only, like, doing, like, big projects, and it's like, no, I need to, like, I just need to do whatever, even if it's just, like, I don't know, a lot of the time, I just, like, think of something, look up on my phone, and, like, just kind of use a reference a little bit, draw it. Sometimes it just be things around me, like, I was reading, like, I'm reading comics, or, like, you know, getting into different games and stuff like that at the time, so that's kind of how I got into a lot of things that way. So, this one's also got like a couple stuff in it. I have like a little, I have 2 art folders type of thing, but yeah, I have this one. This one's like completely completed. This other one is not, but it's got some stuff energy. Some good entries, I mean. I kind of was debating on which ones to show with this one, because it's like, this one's like, I think this is like in between high school type of thing. Like, this was when I was doing in my own like time at home. I don't know what my session was with like putting them in suits. Steven Universe characters in suits. I just did. Because I thought it was a vibe. I don't know. But when was this? Ooh. I cannot tell you when this was. Oh no. I wish I had a date for this. Why don't I have a date? But yeah. No, this is a little fun. If this is like before the episode they get married, I called it. A little different though. The vibe that like, because obviously you want to switch around the suit thing, because obviously Sapphire was wearing the suit at that time. But yeah, no, the vibe. I just have to show that one because I'm like, I don't know when I drew that. And I wish I did. I wish I had a timeline. Oh yeah, I forgot I was doing this one. I was like kind of just like, I don't know, I guess sort of recreating the front cover, the album cover, that's what I meant to say, of, oh god, you can't really see it. Oh my god, seriously? Hold on, I'm gonna move this up a little bit. Green Day, American Idiot cover. But I was gonna do the thing where like all the songs surrounded it. I clearly did not finish this. I only got to Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Never mind. Okay, so I had a long way to go still, and I didn't even do the combo things. The way I did this was terribly anyway. I should have put like, I don't know, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams higher. But I didn't. I'm trying to see if there's anything, I don't know, crazy or like weird or unhinged in here. It's like I looked at this, but it's like there's a point in time where like I don't think there's gonna be anything like new to show, other than like maybe some random stuff over time. But yeah. Oh, okay. Little fundo fact. Actually, I found here. So, lore on me and Gus, if you want it, a little bit. I'm not gonna go into greatest detail of everything, but essentially, there was time when me and Gus are talking, and things like that. I was telling him, like, oh yeah, I want to get better drawing and stuff like that. I wanted to get better shading and everything. And let me see, do I have a date? I do. This was 2019. Okay. So, I want to get better. And he was like, okay. So, we popped on one night, no mics, just because we didn't want to wake up our houses, and we started drawing stuff. This one was just on my own time, I believe. He just told me, hey, draw a tree. So I was like, okay. I shall draw a tree. So I did. And then he was like, okay. Now, you know, draw an apple. So I was like, okay. So I drew an apple. Apple. You know, like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. So I was looking at the time, I was like, look at the date. I'm like, is that right? I'm like, yeah, so. Then, this is when we popped on to the call, and he was like, okay, you know, let's do some, like, shading practice. It's a little hard to see on the camera, but essentially it was just a progressional type of thing. Just like a normal thing you learn in art. Just how to do, like, shading. And this one is really fun, just because it's like, ooh, I might need to, well, no, you don't need to see the date. It's fine. It's a similar day anyway. But yeah, I started drawing an eye alongside him, and I don't know. It was a fun vibe. It was a good time. Definitely like little starts of our like little friendship. Little friendship? It's a big friendship. We've been friends for a long time. Type of thing. Some of the stuff I think I've already like showcased. Oh god. I guess I'll show this. It's some lore about myself. I don't know. Not crazy lore. It's some lore. I don't know. I was into RPing back in the day too. I was on a couple of Discord servers, and this is one of my characters. You'll notice something quite obvious about him a little bit, and the name a little bit right there. I needed a character. I was thinking of a character idea, and I was like, okay, what do I want? And all of a sudden, I was, I don't know if I was watching it, but I was listening to a lot of, like, American Idiot, like, Broadway production stuff, and I saw, like, the live performance, and Billy Joe Armstrong, like, played, as, like, Jimmy, St. Jimmy, and the thing, so I like the design, I like the concept, and I was like, okay. And so I went with it, and you can kind of tell it looks like him a little bit. But that's kind of the whole point. But yeah. They're siblings too, by the way. I made a sibling. I made it later on the line called Jenny Knight. I'm ready. These are a lot of the Psycho stuff. Did I show? I don't know if I ever posted this one. I don't think I ever did. If I did, oh well. Repeat. But yeah, I did Spider-Man Noir. Just, I think from the, it looks like from the Spider-Verse. At least the first one. Because that's the only one out at the time when I drew this. So, there's a lot of this, like, Cooper drawings I did. They're all on my page. So, there's that. Oh, this one's silly. Little goofy, little silly, little fun vibe. I did, which, like I said, I wanted to do comic stuff, and this is a little goofy one. Because the whole joke, just, you know, just to say, is that, like, a whole joke is like, oh, things don't scare me. I'm not scared of, like, traditional things like horror movies and things like that, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, you'll see. So, titled, yeah, right, and this is like, nothing really scares me, actually. Like, horror movies and stuff like that don't really scare me that much. And obviously the random strangers goes, and they poke me and I go, eek! And it's like, okay, lots of things scare me. You know? Like, that's the joke. Obviously a point of being like, I'm tough, I'm not scared of horror movies, but it's like, clearly being poked. And that's a true thing, by the way, about me, is that, like, very, 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 very much so. Just, like, you know, if you, like, sneak up on me and you scare me, yeah, I will go into deer in headlights mode. It is unpleasant, and I don't like it. But yeah, there is this, a little bit, a little, fan art. Not fan art. No, fan art myself. I'm a fan of myself. I'm not kidding. No, this is just, like, a icon. I think that's just me, like, testing ideas for icon picture. This is cute. I like this idea. A bit. I don't know if I ever really committed. I think I was just, like, kind of doodling, like, around just for, like, some ideas to think about for that. And I don't know. It was cool. It was nice. I liked the vibe. So this one I never finished. The last page on here is, like, my Uncle Iro did. But this one I finished, and I don't know why. It was not bad. It was actually pretty good. And it makes me sad. And maybe one day I'll just color this whole thing in and finish it up. Because I clearly took so much time on this, and that was makes me sad, because it's like, yeah, the hand's a little janky, but it's like, yeah, I never finished coloring it, and I did pretty well on it, is the thing, so it's, like, very disappointing that I never finished that. So, there is that. But yeah, no, the last page is my Uncle Iro. So, with this one, yeah, pretty much I went, like, front to back with this one. This one is my recent one. This one, is currently still drawing in. It's a huge one, and again, I should be drawing more, kind of thing. But there's some good stuff in here. I don't know what majority of this is, like, that's not in my stuff. Oh, I do have some stuff, but I kind of want to keep this to myself, because it's an idea I've been cooking up for years, and I definitely want to go through it at some point. And I don't want no one stealing my thing. It's mine. But, I guess I can say, okay, this one I can actually talk about a little bit. So this one, two different things with this. One, I was doing, like, a fun little RP thing with, like, a friend, which was about, like, essentially just, like, our little thing of, like, if we put, like, insert characters of, in Dragon Ball, which is, like, not crazy unusual, especially since it's even a game about doing that, the Xenoverse franchise and all that. But this is, my character, my Saiyan character. This is, like, me doing a little kind of body piece type of thing, just kind of getting an idea how I wanted to do the character, called, hold on, I'm trying to think, it's been a hot minute since I, like, have seen and done anything with the character. Sarada, I think is her name? Yeah, I think Sarada. This is kind of my thing. I was doing, this is the point, I think, I was in college. Was in college, I'm graduated at this point, by the way, when I'm least, you know, like, right now, so, I just recently graduated. At least my community college, so cool for me. But so this is when I first was doing college, and I had a digital design class. We had some cool stuff, and we had to do this one animation thing at some point, and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of a cool concept if I did that kind of thing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. So here are some cool concepts. Just my character like just blasting something cool. And one of the things was I had like cool like electric kind of power type of thing, like it was magic more than like actual like key blasting. But this is my storyboard for it. So I have the actual animation. It's like we turned it into a GIF, so it's a little awkward nowadays how it shows up. But yeah, no, this is like a scene. So like this is like, you know, you see the hand shot like gearing up to like shoot the thing. You see, like, like, the character aiming, and then you get, like, a cool, like, blast shot. You see, like, the bolt going down and zapping it, and, like, the rock crushes to pieces. It was a very simple concept, but it was very fun doing this. Again, this is something I want to do as animation. So this was very, 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 very much my, like, cup of tea. And this is, like, me, like, kind of practicing a little bit, see how I wanted to do this shot of my character doing it, kind of thing. And there's, like, again, the hand, how I wanted... I was just kind of gearing, like, kind of judging, like, how I wanted to do it. This was a little bit weird how I was doing it, because how I had to draw this. So, I was, you know, kind of just, like, playing around with some ideas with it. But, yeah, if I find it, if it works, I can show the animation that I did. Because it was pretty cool. I'm very proud of it. I really like it. And it was such a fun little thing I did. I think this one kind of cool. Just like kind of like I don't know. I was trying to like perfect it and how to make it look okay. This one again, it's on my site. I guess I can show it though because it's like I feel like it's a little harder to see the details when I took a picture of it originally. Although the details over time have gotten a little wonky just because it's pencil. But yeah, this is a good piece. I like this one a lot. This one's based off of the song Roses by Poets of Fall, specifically the line grow me a roses, paint me the colors of sky and rain kind of thing. So obviously roses, guy's meditating, and it's kind of raining. That's the kind of problem with my other one, is that like you can't really just see the rain as well. Well, just because I think the way I did it was very light type of thing. So very like doing it a very specific way. Let's see. There's some like school project-y stuff. Okay, I can show this one. Because this is stuff like just over light time I've done like personally. So my little sorry about the pencil or thing about like shading. Yeah, this was like we were doing like an album cover. I don't know if it's the same course or if it was like a different semester. It could have been like around like I think it was the same year, just not like I think they were different classes. But yeah, I was doing a like little shot, so like a guy standing, and then my concept, I never went with this fully. I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. I kind of changed it up a little bit of how I did this. I think I do have a, you know, sort of thing with this. I don't know if it's anywhere saved. I think it's hidden in one of my hard drives. But I did this concept, which was supposed to be silly. So you see the guy standing on the edge of that, and you look here, and you see it's supposed to be kind of like a Roman-y thing, and God forbid the dog's done horribly there. But essentially, this guy is like walking a dog, people are freaking out, you know, the Romans are freaking out, and meanwhile, I don't know why, but like on the side, someone's like doing the, you know, Rapunzel, in your hair type of thing, or like Romeo and Juliet or something, but it was very, very silly, very funny concept. Didn't go through just because it was like the way we were doing it wasn't like drawing, we were doing like Photoshop, so it was like I had only what I had at the time. And God forbid if I can recreate it and actually do it, I'd do it. I don't know what this one is. This one, I think, from what I can recall, I had a dream one night. I think it's a character concept I came up with, and for some reason, this is what I came up with, which is like just like Jacob ripoff. Couldn't tell you. I think I had, if I'm correct, I think there's like a group of kids, like superheroes type of thing, like teenage superheroes, sort of along the lines, because I think if I remember now correctly, I think it was sort of based off of his, like, I think I watched that one, New Mutants, excuse me, movie that came out at one point. I cannot remember that was, but it was the weird horror movie thing that came out, and it was very cool. It was interesting. But, like, yeah, I think I was, like, thinking of, like, Teen Titans mixed with that kind of thing, and this is, like, what the character came out of, essentially they can like transform into a wolf. I guess Bradley was the name. But yeah, that's I guess the design. Never went anywhere with that. Just drew one little character. So I did this on my own time. I don't think I ever uploaded this because I didn't really like how it looked at the time. That's okay though. But yeah, this is Bugs Bunny, and he's like leaning on the shotgun, and he goes, "What's up, Doc?" You know, Bugs Bunny behavior. You know, the usual. I tried my best. It didn't look great. I was trying to do a Kate Bishop at the time. This looks more of like Iva's dressing up as Kate Bishop, which not a bad concept. I could probably. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not a cosplayer, but I could. It's an okay looking Kate Bishop. It just looks a little bit like my little character icon, but like if I was wearing my costume. I don't know. Maybe that could be a costume thing I could put my character in next Halloween. Oh no! Sorry. Little thing. I don't know. This one's like kind of not great, but I think this is the time I think I was redoing my current icon picture, and I think I was just kind of like messing around with that. So there you go. Some little extra lore, little lore for the channel. Little lore. So there's that. Oh, I did this. It's pretty cool. Never uploaded this because it was just something. Like I said, I don't have to upload every piece of art I make, guys. Come on. But yeah, no, this one was fun. I did a little Batman piece. Actually, now I remember this one piece because I was like thinking about it and I looking at it for a bit. And I'm like, I don't know why I drew this, and it's good. This was after Kevin Conroy passed, and I wanted a little piece, but I guess I never uploaded because I guess I wasn't like satisfied with it. I guess. Unless of course I did, then sure. I did a little comic thing with it too, but it's so rough that it's really no point in showing. The concept is there. It's just was rough. I was gonna do this like digitally. This is and this is I think not my most recent. Is it my most recent? Yeah, drawings? Oh yeah, I did some like drawing stuff with Gus recently. I can show this. But this is also a little thing I did for my class. My brain's something to me. Okay, I did for my class. I think a semester ago. Yeah, a semester ago. It was fun. We were supposed to draw like a self-portrait, and I was like, well, this is my little character. So I don't know, kind of, it's pretty much based off of the most recent one I've done, so that's why it doesn't look crazy different. Yeah, I did some drawings recently with Gus. I was trying to, like, do some stuff, like, with, like, some, like, old, like, art tutorial type of stuff we had, and there was, like, this one making cartoon animals, and I did a little doggo, little woof woof there, little bow wow, even though when I looked at the picture originally from the thing, it looked like a teddy bear. And then, Snively. So, hey, we've gone full circle. It's gone back to a Sonic character, because I've not done a lot of Sonic stuff in a while. So there you go. Sonic character. Simply. So we're going to keep that character there, because I want him to judge you. But yeah, that's it. That is, I think all I got. Yeah, that's all I got for now. Obviously, the plan is to continue. Obviously, we want more. So, yeah, but no, that's all, at least all I want to show now. I'm sure there's more. I can do, like, another one of these, like, in the future if you're all, like, interested and want a part 2 of this. There is going to be a little, continuation with this in some fashion with, a little stream I have an idea with, but I will not tell you that completely yet, type of thing, at least, of how I'm going to use some of these drawings. Not all of them are going to show up, but some of these drawings will show up. But, yeah, no, but this was really fun. I really liked going back down through memory lane of, like, just, I don't know, seeing my journey as an artist from just doing stuff because, you know, I liked just drawing as a kid and, you know, doing fun little silly concepts, and actually trying to take it seriously. You know, like, I don't know, like, it's really nice to, I don't know, do that kind of thing. It's very fun. So, yeah, I don't know, this was fun, this was interesting, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like it, if you dislike it, dislike it, comment below what you thought, when you liked a lot of the pieces that I showed, and maybe one you thought was a little goofy or silly, you know, from, like, my older stuff, or even my modern stuff. You think it's goofy, silly? Now, you know, whatever. This movie is pretty weird looking and silly. Look at him. But yeah, like, comment below, again, what you thought. subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be, I don't know when the timeline of this is really, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which should be soon. So, bye guys!